listen to it later. But this should be a good one. We've got a lot of energy helping us with the full moon and the solar eclipse. That should help release a lot of old wounds and patterns and things that are floating around that are really preventing us from living our best life. The healing should take about 75, 80 minutes. It will be longer than an hour, but it will be deep and it'll be really transformative. So if we're ready to start, let's do it. It's 2 minutes after the hour.
Alicia?
Yes.
Can you repeat what you said about this recording being posted?
Oh, sure. Yes. So we'll record the Zoom for anybody who wants to listen to it later. They can't make it live right now. It'll be on my YouTube channel. And if you don't want to show up on YouTube, then turn your camera off. Although I don't think the cameras show up. I think I'm the only one pinned. So it's only my face that will show up on the recording. And if you have any comments, please leave them in the chat as we're going along. And I'll do my best to read them every few minutes. So, all right, let's get going. So everybody with your intention, connect to the group field. Heart to heart, navels to navel. Our feet are gridded into the earth and to divinity. We've got divine lines coming in, additional divine lines coming in to every participant in the group field. We're carrying the intention of clearing out as much as we can of our negative patterns and distortions that are in our subconscious. Putting structures in, and let's energize everybody's body. So we're energizing the entire system, including the body, to allow for these transformations, for these releases to happen. So let's do that for a few minutes, please. And Dawn, if you could mute everyone, please. And I'll breathe a little funny, like Darth Vader, and that just helps me to stay focused. And sometimes it helps you guys to stay deep and stay down. Might take you a few minutes to settle down, that's fine. Just visualize yourself connected to the group field, and what it looks like is like a big orb, and it has just a lot of white light streaming in it, and inside it looks like a matrix where we're all gridded in together, and that allows for just more energy and more power from divinity and all the light and frequencies that we're bringing in to penetrate deeper and transform faster. So we're energizing ourselves, not a caffeine energizing, but an energizing to allow stuff to release, to loosen and leave our energetic systems and our bodies. And yesterday, as the group field was forming really strongly, I picked up a lot of this Chinese traditional ancient kind of energy, even like Reiki symbols were popping in. So we must have a lot of people on the Zoom today that have some old experiences going back to Chinese healing, which is beautiful, you know, bringing that energy in will create a lot of release as well. And you can call in anyone you want to energetically work through this with you, whether it's a sibling or a family member or a pet. And actually, right now, let's open up the field to our ancestors as well. Because everything that we are an expression of our genetics, of our ancestors. So any of those negative patterns and distortions have been in the family line, in the genetics for a long time. So let's welcome the ancestors to clear out through us as well. I'm giving everybody a little energy boost just for another minute. We're adding in any structures that anyone needs that weren't added in before. Okay, everyone, let's start with clearing out our astral. Let's clear out the astral field around us. It holds a lot of kind of ricocheting energies that are not necessarily good. So set the intention to start releasing that. You might start feeling dizzy. It may be difficult for you to sit. You may need to lie down. That's fine. If you don't have a blanket, grab a blanket. You're going to either get really hot for a little bit, but most of you will get really cold. Your feet will get really cold as we move out into the quantum field, out of space and time. And that'll happen. That'll start happening now, but it'll definitely be going full in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So we're clearing the astral field for everybody. And the intention here is to work on yourself, include everybody in the field. We all have the same wounding. We all have the same traumas. We all have the same distortions at their root. Yeah, my fingers are already cold too. My toes are turning numb. It's going, the energy's going. The energy's moving really fast, everyone. Let's start stacking some energies. Let's also clear out our subtle bodies. Let's clear out our emotional body. At the same time, clear out our mental body. That keeps all the mental looping going. You'll feel a spin around you. Clear out our etheric bodies. All of it at once. We've moved out of space and time. All of this is happening at once. We're clearing out our spiritual bodies. We're clearing out our karmic bodies. You don't need to listen to anything I'm saying. It's all happening anyway. Just relax. You take a nap. Take it easy. Everyone in the group field is an open channel for pure divine light, pure divinity to come work through us. Our objective is to clear out the negative patterns in our subconscious. And right now, we're clearing out the subtle bodies, all of our energy bodies that hold a lot of pain, conditioning, toxicity, distortions, negative patterns. We're clearing all of that out. If you feel like you can't settle down, drink some water. It'll help ground you. There's a lot of movement in your etheric bodies. That's the direct connection that feeds your physical body. So if you're having some pains or some neck cricks or anything in your shoulders or your hips, just ask light to come in to any and all of the little cellular pathways, any pathways that's feeding this kind of obstruction. And it should release out of your hands and out of your feet. We'll be releasing a lot of stuff. Actually, let's open up any and all pathways and energy centers in your feet right now. They should start tingling. And same with your hands. We're opening up any and all pathways and energy centers in your hands. It just will allow for releasing any of this stuff coming through. And there's a lot of stuff coming through, people. There's a lot of energy unwinding from your spines. The mental body is just breaking up a lot of these mental loops. They look like bubbles popping. If you're having a hard time focusing, just tune into my breath. Sip on some water, lie down, get cozy. Just visualize energy just shooting out of your hands and feet. Might be difficult for some of you to focus because there's so much happening all at one time. And if you have emotions coming through, that's fine. There may be a little bit of sadness. And some of you may have fear. Whatever like your main core emotional wounding is, it'll come up. You may be able to feel it. It's fine. Just let it come up. It's nothing wrong with it. It'll pass. And as we release the karmic body, you may have little stories and thoughts and old memories that pop up. It's fine. Let them come in and they'll pass on out. If you don't want to remember anything, just tell your subconscious, no recall, no recall today. Thank you. You'll still do beautiful release work. You just necessarily don't need to remember everything. And that's okay. And if you do want to remember, just keep yourself as the observer. You're just observing what happened, observing stories. Some of them are stories that won't make any sense to you. They may not even be your stories, just stuff that you're holding on for your ancestors and your family, or stuff you picked up watching TV or reading books. All of that sits in our psyche and our subconscious very deeply. So we're unwinding all of that, clearing out the karmic body, clearing out the astral body, clearing out the emotional body, clearing out the mental body, clearing out the spiritual body, clearing out the subconscious. We're going deep now. We're in the subconscious. We're surrendering to pure love and light to release and clear out anything that's ready to go now. So we'll spend a few minutes doing that, and then we'll go back in time and we'll go back through different types of negative patterns. For now, just be an open channel and just pay attention to what's going through. Just be an observer. As it's coming up, let it come out. Like vacuum it out. A lot of stuff flying out your throat, in your heart, down in your psoas where your hips fold, in your feet, in your hands. There's just waves and waves of distortion and conditioning. Some of it is stuff you picked up. Some of it you picked up in your childhood. Some of it you brought forth with you genetically. A lot of this is just your ancestral stuff. It's not even your stuff, and it distorts and blocks you from having the life that you want. So let's keep releasing. Just an open channel. We're just letting the love and light in the quantum field just come through us. Just pure divine love and light coming through us. Very positive, peaceful energy comes through the crown, spreads out through our body, spreads out through our entire aura and field. For us and anyone we're connected to. If you'd like to visualize, just visualize. There's different thoughts and energy field, just blobs and lights and sparks and stuff just being vacuumed out. Just all being vacuumed out. A lot of release going on behind your eyes, in your brain, the back of your head. In your jaws, in your mandible. You're feeling it in your jaw. That's all genetic cellular release. Old genetic codes, old genetic programs, ancestral crap. Just let it go. You need to wiggle your jaw a little bit to help it release. That's fine. Let's work on some specific negative patterns, any behavior patterns that you know consciously that you don't like about yourself, and the genesis, the root in the subconscious that's generating that. And any behavior patterns that just aren't serving you, that we're not even aware of or distorting us. Let's work on that. We're asking divinity to just uproot it. Like what they're showing me is like a beet with all these roots. It lives underground. We're just going to ask divinity to uproot any of the behavior patterns that are no longer serving us. And you may have a whole beet farm that's getting uprooted. That's fine, just let it go. Some of you will know what these behavior patterns are. Some of you are just gone really, really deep. And that's fine. It's still happening. By the root, divinity is moving everything out by the root, out of our subconscious. your behavior patterns, your overeating. We're going to let go of all the issues around food and eating. Right now, just unwind it all. Feels like a vortex spinning around my body. And like a tornado, it's just disrupting everything. It's pulling it out by the root. Letting it go. We all have patterns around eating that are not optimal. We're releasing all of that right now. Stuff you picked up in this lifetime, stuff you acquired from your ancestors, all around food. Any behavior patterns that are addictive, any of your addictions around alcohol, drugs, things we're dependent on, help us sleep, help us stay awake, help us stay happy for ourselves and everyone that we're connected to. Let's release all of that. Big vortex is spinning. Things are getting uprooted. I mean, a lot of stuff is being uprooted. Any alcoholism that expresses through us and through our family. However, it sits in our genetics. Let's release it so it no longer expresses itself. Our ancestors will thank us. And the future family will thank us as well. Everybody has alcoholism and other dependencies in the family. We're no longer carrying those emotional pains. We're releasing all of that so that alcoholism doesn't have to express itself anymore. Drug use no longer will express itself anymore. Removing all the core emotional wounds that are driving these negative behavior patterns. Just stay open channel to divinity. We're out in the quantum field. Everything is possible. And you've got this vortex of energy spinning all around you. Things are just being vacuumed out while pure divine light is streaming through you. Down your crown, down your central channel, out all your limbs, in your heart. I won't talk for a few minutes. Just let a lot of this conditioning release, please. We're releasing behavior patterns, addictions, alcohol, drugs, eating, undereating, overeating, anything that we carry around food from our ancestors, any famine, any scarcity, any lack, any gluttony. Release all of that. Any addictions to gambling, sexual distortions, those addictions. And the emotional roots that are driving that. Any other behaviors like nail biting, picking, twitching, things we do to ourselves, chew on our lip, any stutters, any lisps, anything like that. We're releasing all of it at the creation point, at the genesis, like all of it, the whole beetroot. Pull it out. Any behavior patterns that sit in our personality, extreme things we do, any antisocial behavior, anything like the warrior, the depressive, anything that's unexplained, any like anger, rage, things we do to self sabotage, how we hurt ourselves. Let's release all of that. Psychic and emotional releases, please. Any of the subconscious stuff for heartbreak, sadness, grief. We've all experienced so much pain and suffering in our lifetimes, and our ancestors have experienced so much suffering and pain. Let's unwind that for everyone, for ourselves and everybody in the group field, please. And divinity is just streaming in like pure diamond white light. It's so powerful. And it just looks like magic pouring in. Any unresolved active memories that you have, let's release that. Any traumas that you're holding, let's release that. Let's ask divinity just to vacuum it out. Anything that can be released in our genetics, in our cells, for our ancestors, let's release that, please. The root of our the core kind of human emotions, let's release that. Fear. Spend a couple minutes or wherever it's sitting in you and your ancestors, however it's expressing genetically in your cells. Let's release fear. Without recall, we don't need to relive it. Any fear around cultural and race things, any fear created by a religion, any events that created fear in us that just sits in our subconscious and gnaws away at us 24/7, gnaws away at us. Let's release all of that, please. Anything we've witnessed or seen that generated fear, let's release all of that, please. Any natural disasters, drought, famine, war, fire, floods, hurricanes, earthquakes, anything like that, any of those circumstances that generated fear, let's release the circumstances and the core, the beat root, which is the emotion, which is the fear. Humanity holds tremendous amount of fear. Let's release past traumas from old deaths, anything that's unresolved, and the deaths themselves, either that you've seen or that you've experienced yourself. Horrible deaths humanity's had: murder, torture, any assassinations, poisoning, any accidents, anything unjustified where you were persecuted or you were the perpetrator or the observer. Let's just unhook and release all of that and all the emotion around that. All past traumas, any suicides. Let's release all of that. We're just vacuuming it out. You're in a spin where everything's just being sucked and vacuumed out. At the core emotional level, all the mental stuff is being released as well, so it doesn't keep looping in your subconscious. And a lot of this stuff is not yours, people, but it sits in that collective subconscious where you house a lot of things you've seen, that you've witnessed, things that have happened through your genetics and to your ancestors. It's all sitting in that subconscious. Let's release it all. Okay, that feels good. Any like crippling illnesses that you've experienced or that you've witnessed, or the genetics that you're carrying for all this stuff, how it sits in your cells. Let's repair all of that. Let's release any burns, any just diseases, just things you don't need to hold on to. You don't need to pass it forward. And your ancestors don't need it anymore either. Any mutations, any mutilations. Anything that you're holding, like war wounds, the Holocaust, any, all the violent crap that, humanity's kind of created. Let's release how physical illness expresses itself through us. Heart disease, diabetes, hemophilia, anything you can think of for yourself, for your ancestors. As you have it, everybody in the field has it. It sits in that collective subconscious. Let's unwind it and release it. We're fully surrendered, just divine channels to pure light, just coming through, pure God light, source light, universal light coming through us. To release any hooks, any tears, any wounds, holes, anything that's causing distortions, causing negative patterns to express themselves through us. Any other death, any pain, any suffering. Let's just release a little more in that category for a couple more minutes. And as we release all this stuff, there's just more space for light, for goodness, for less blockage. Whatever the ego's holding on, that's a pain and suffering, anything that supports that kind of anxiety in us, that fear in us, any of those subconscious programs that are running, let's get to the root of that and just ask for release, ask for grace to pour in and release it. Any safety issues that are ready to let go, wherever you don't feel safe, you'll have a tendency to control, you'll have a tendency to be angry, to have fear, carry vengeance. So let's pull all those instances out by the root and hand them over to be vacuumed out. Divinity and pure light, pure magic is channeling through us, spinning it out of us, and it's all being vacuumed out for us, everybody in the group field, and however it expresses in your cells, whether it's past lives or genetics in your family. It's time to release that now, please. So much grace and love is just pouring in. Anyway, the fixations, the addictions, the root of all that are the emotions, the fear, anger, pain, grief, helplessness, all these core emotions. We're unwinding as much as we can today by the root, so it no longer cripples us and distorts us, so we don't express negative patterns. So we're all really clear, clean channels of pure light. So we express ourselves like very strong, like superheroes, without the distortions, without the nervous habits, without the the issues that cripple us. Let's release any cultural and racial behavior patterns. Any kind of confused identification around culture, around race, sits in our ancestry, any kind of ethnic or religious low self-esteem. Let's unwind that, please. Any kind of inferiority or superiority complexes, let's unwind that out of ourselves and how it sits in our cells through our genetics. Let's unwind that, please. Any positive or negative, just distorted thoughts around women, around masculinity and men. Any kind of patriotic, political distortions. We're clearing that out of ourselves, our current beliefs, out of any inner child stuff. And let's just keep going back, back, back through the generations. Anything we learned from our parents or grandparents, it's not serving us anymore, that's distorting us. Let's just let it all go. With every exhale, it's being vacuumed out. Any hereditary confusion, mixes, distortions, attacks, fears, angry things that get expressed through culture, our race, our religion. We like religion, we hate religion, we need religion, we don't need religion. All of that, let's let it go. Yeah, I can see a lot of you yawning. A lot of this stuff is sitting in the pelvis. So if you're feeling it in the front, in your psoas, your groin, maybe in your sacral, it's fine. Or in your gut, just allow it to break down and release. If you're feeling pain, open all the little pathways that are holding this conditioning. Just ask divinity to come in with pure light and move it out. Oof, my ears are ringing. A lot of negative patterns exiting through your feet, the soles of your feet, and through your hands. Anywhere where you feel lack, I'm enough, I'm not enough, I have enough, I don't have enough, I need more, I need less, all that looping around lack. A lot of us carry in our cells so much expression for disease, and so much of it sits in the jaws, in the spine, in our body organs and the body systems. Fine, just let it go. We'll spend a few minutes here releasing stuff out of the body systems, out of the body organs, for our cells. Just unwind it all. Any of the old conditioning and programs for disease. We don't need it anymore. We're new kinds of humans, superhero kind of humans. We can self-heal, and as we self-heal for our ancestors. Our ancestors suffered from so much lack, so much hunger, so much need. Going way, way, way back. Let's unwind all of that. You're just the observer. You don't have to relive anything. Wasn't your stuff to begin with. And with all this suffering came all these hooks to these realms and dimensions that are very dense and dark. So let's start unhooking from these realms and dimensions and interdimensions that hold the emotions of fear, hold the emotions of anger. You unhook yourself, and those realms unhook from you. But you're not only unhooking yourself, you're unhooking everyone that's connected to you. So all the ancestral stuff, let's just unhook all the realms that keep us emotional, these emotional realms of fear, anger, pain, grief, helplessness, hopelessness, that generate this kind of separation in us. For some of you, it may look like there are like dark snakes wrapped around your ankles. Some of it will be like kind of just dark cords coming out of your spine, out of your anus, out of your gut, out of your throat, in your mouth, in your jaws. It's fine. Just let it all go. All this stuff has been cooking like a big stew, like a big soup in your subconscious. Even these hooks, let's release them all now. Let's ask divinity to step in and speed it up. We're in the quantum field of all possibilities. We're releasing anything and everything, known and unknown, to any of these realms and dimensions. However, we're hooked in. And anywhere where our personality is hooked in, it's playing out these kind of distorted loops. Let's let that go now. Remember, divinity is running through us, but we're also empowered today by the full moon and the solar eclipse. So we are in turbo release time right now. People, you're working magic. You're working absolute miracles right now. If you can't feel it, I can feel it. It makes me want to cry. Normally, when we do, energetic healing, we peel things like onion layer at a time, onion layer at a time. There's no onion layers. It's like the whole freaking onion is being moved right now. It's just onions are popping out, but they're showing themselves to me as like beets, that they're coming out symbolically by the root. And so like the beet leaves that we see, the green, nice beet leaves that aren't necessarily so nice, those are the negative patterns, the distortions. And everything that's under the soil, that's the subconscious. So we're releasing all of that. We've done tremendous release work on death, pain, suffering for ourselves and for our ancestors. We did a lot of release work on lack, not enough, hunger, we don't have enough. Let's just keep releasing that and all the anxiety and fear and distortion that creates in us. We've done tremendous release work on addictions, on any just weird picking, twitching, stuttering, lisping, all of that. All those addictions, with food addictions, with chemicals. Let's unhook from the realms of the addictions. Those are very low realms. Those hooks come in through our nose, the ears. That's what they're showing me. It's stuff we hear, it's stuff we inhale, anything, chemicals that go in through the physical body, and it just keeps running through us and keeps us addicted. Sugar falls in that category. Let's go ahead and clear out our hooks and connections to that kind of sugar realm. It's a chemical realm. It holds other chemicals, but sugar as well. It makes us act crazy. We get a high, and then we crash. So it's just like a drug. So let's unhook from all those realms, please. That is unhooking from our pancreas and our brain as well. Any organ, any body system in you that's suffering because it's hooked into some weird, I don't know, imprint or code or dimension or interdimension, just ask for whatever you're seeing to be released right now. We're in the quantum field of all possibilities. Divinity can work magic and miracles. Anything that's coming up for you right now, just unwind it and release it. And let love and light and grace just vacuum it all out. And any physical characteristics that are expressing themselves in a way that we don't want, which could be illness or baldness or odd, distorted size and shape of certain body parts. Let's unwind that now. My feet and hands are so cold. I feel numb all the way to my elbows and my knees. Any loops and patterns that distort negatively in how we repeat our life cycles. You can call it incarnation, reincarnation. You can call it just a forward passing the baton through the cellular genetics, all of that. Let's unwind that, please. There are many distortions in how that happens. And let's ask grace to pour through us to release any and all karma that's playing out in this lifetime and in the past and into the future. Let's ask let's ask grace to clear out any and all karma, however it expresses itself through the field, through the body, through the webbing, through our cells. If you don't clear out the karma, you're going to keep repeating and repeating and repeating. We don't need to repeat anymore. Humanity has evolved enough to stop that. And there's like a little magical glitter mesh coming through. They're showing me. It's just like a little mesh that's going to pick up and move out all the karmic stuff, all the incarnational and karmic stuff. It's like a little thin mesh veil. It's a gift from divinity. It's like a woven thing made of mesh, like a screen made of love and light and glitter and gold. Let it keep running through you. Up and down, side to side, across all time and space. It's picking up any and all karma that it can today. Any and all karma, period. And then it'll just get vacuumed, swooped out. Any negative patterns around survival, let's do a little bit more on that. The human survival programs, all those imprints, all those hooks, however it expresses itself in the personality, let's release that and bring in something better. Some of you may be releasing from your navel. That's okay too. Some of you may be releasing from your tailbone, from the back of your neck, behind your eyes, in your ears. It's fine. It doesn't matter where the energy is moving. Just let it move and let it get vacuumed out. Let's release any personality pieces that keep you in like a bad day. I'm having a bad day today. One day you have a good day, one day you have a really bad day. Let's release all the shit behind the bad day personalities. And in all distorted personality pieces, they're ready to release. We ask divinity, love and light and grace to stream through, to release all of that and however it's hooked into us. A few more minutes on releasing distorted personality pieces, please. And they're showing me like a circus tent with all these circus animals, and on different days different circus animals play out through us. We don't need any more that kind of doot 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 doot, like that. All those personalities out. And however we're hooked into the lower realms, the lower dimensions where all the density is held, let's release all of that at the same time as well. Things that are known and unknown, we don't need them anymore. Any bad blueprints, any imprints. I don't have names for everything, but anything that's expressing as a negative pattern, just release it all now in the interdimensional space, in the intradimensional space, and any like realms that to me they show themselves as clouds. It could be ancestral realms, it could be like certain behavior pattern realms, it could be realms that hold certain addictions, all of that. Let all that stuff go, unhook yourself from it, and let that unhook you from it. It's a two-way unhook. I feel like we have all these Hindu deities that are just surrounding the group field, and they're just beaming in just beautiful divine light to us to help with all of this stuff. They want to help evolve and advance humanity. Bring in the love and light of the superheroes. They're like humans that have transcended human limitations on the physical level. So let's ask them to bring in personality pieces that will show us how to have their gifts, how to repair our bodies, how to self heal, how to self correct, how to pull out of our emotions. We're bringing that in. New personality pieces that are just pure, clean love, light, strength, power for ourselves and wherever the genesis root of all of this is. And bringing loops, those hooks, the programs, any debts that we have, all the relationship stuff, any sexual relationships that we keep playing out, unhook from all of that, pull that out from your genitals, pull that out from your mouth. Pull it out from your navel. For some of you, you may need to pull out just spaghetti mounds, just may look like fiber optic cords. Just keep pulling it out until you have no more out of your navel. So those are the negative patterns that express through your connections and relationships. We don't want those relationships anymore. We want to transform all of those relationships. Any old relationships, any relationships that are yet to come. Let's release any and all, anything that will distort us. No more negative patterns. Pull any wounds out of your heart from these relationships, these toxic relationships. We all have them. You're not only pulling it out for yourself, you're pulling it out for everybody in the group field. And as this stuff expresses through your cells and your genetics, you're pulling out heartbreak that your grandma had and how that expresses itself through heartache and then heart disease and all kinds of other issues. So let's pull out any of the relationship stuff now, any hooks, any conditioning that's ready to go, any stories, any personality pieces that distort us, express in these negative patterns. Sorry, everything's moving so fast. I'm like lisping and stuttering. Remember, we're out of space and time in the quantum field of all possibilities, and we have nothing but just pure divinity, grace, love, light, and all these incredibly powerful beings just juicing us up, allowing for us to release anything in the human energy system, anything that we've reverse engineered in the human energy system, all of it, let it go. And then we've got the power of the cosmos, the solar eclipse and the full moon helping us. Any abusive relationships that you can remember, things that you don't need to remember, things that you don't want to recall, just release that all, please, now. If you don't release your relationship stuff, you're going to have blocks to your success. You're going to have blocks to prosperity. You're going to have blocks to abundance. You're going to have blocks to good health. So come on. Let's just let everything go, known and unknown, conscious and subconscious. Let's spend the next 10 minutes releasing all of that. We don't want any more blocks to success, any more blocks to prosperity, to abundance. We don't want any weird personality traits that play out, that turn people off. Let's release all that crap. We don't need it anymore. Any karmic understanding that's bigger than we can possibly comprehend, let's ask to play that out at night in our sleep and not in our waking state. Any karma that you're playing out for your ancestors, again, in our sleep and not in our waking state. Negative stuff, the good stuff we want. We want a lot of good stuff. We want to have a very easy, smooth life here in the 3D. The earth life should be happy, healthy, joyous, full of love, compassion, good relationships, good health. We're unwinding and vacuuming out any and all blocks to success, any and all blocks to abundance, to prosperity. All that stuff is going to be fear, and it's going to be ancestral stuff. A lot of it is not going to be yours. It's just old relationship stuff too. People have told you can't do this, you can't have that. Any of that old crap. We don't need it anymore. You're in a spinning vortex. All that stuff is spinning out of you, just being vacuumed out. And Merlin, the great magician, is playing multi-dimensional chess with all of our conditioning. There's so much going on that we can't understand and see, but trust that the multi-dimensional chess is releasing a lot of the negative patterns in the physical, how they're expressing, but there's so much going on many dimensions right now. Many levels, many dimensions, many chess pieces. All of that's being unwound. This guided healing is a gift from above. If you're still feeling like spots of pain in the physical, remember I taught you how to open it up. Open up your pathways, open up the little channels, any cells, any little blockages, and then it'll release. And since we've opened up the energy centers in our hands and the energy centers known and unknown in our feet, all this stuff is pouring out of your hands and your feet, and everything that's energetic is being vortexed out of you. Just a couple more minutes of this release work, and then we're going to move into catching it all up and integrating it and bringing you back into back to earth. Just a few more minutes of release. Be an open channel, and if there's anything that I have left out or anything that you want specifically that has come to your kind of mind now, ask for divinity to step in while we're in this huge enhanced group field and to release and unwind that. Remember, what you release for yourself, you're releasing for everybody in the field, and you're also correcting the cellular stuff so the genetics and the ancestral stuff expresses itself differently now. Your ancestors will thank you, and so will the future generations. 5 minutes of release work, however you need it. Just be an open surrender channel and let it go. Wow, I feel so much coming out of my hands. I know you guys are feeling it coming out of your hands as well, and out of the soles of your feet. And if you're dizzy and nauseous, just spin it out. Stay grounded through the energy centers in your feet. There's stuff just coming out everywhere. A lot of the karmic stuff comes out of the navel. Just looks like it's just spaghetti just coming out of the navel, coming out of the navel. It's fine. Let it continue. Be an open light, open surrendered light to anything else that wants to release that expresses itself as a negative pattern. If you're dizzy, lie down, close your eyes. Drink some water. One more thing that just came to me that we need to release: any births that we have that were traumatic. So any past births, births that you have given and births that you have been a part of. So when you were be if you were coming out of the womb, that there were issues, you know, you had cords around your neck, that you didn't get enough oxygen, there was trauma with that. Unwind all of that from all of your past lifetimes now, please. And mothers, any birth that you gave that was very traumatic, let's unwind that now, please. You know, some of us were born with jaundice. Some of us had healthy lifetimes. We had unhealthy lifetimes. It doesn't matter when it happened or who it happened to. Just let's unwind birth trauma right now, please. It's very significant. And, you know, that birth trauma impacts your relationships with your mother. Let's release it now. Any traumas and distortions that were created when you were in the womb. Wow, that's making my pelvis go numb. But the birth traumas are very critical to this healing. I don't know why, but they are. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, because they're showing me the birth traumas and things that happened in the womb caused some distortions in the physical for some of you. So if you have like sometimes lisps and things like that, and clubbed feet, and you know, things like that, a lot of times that happened in the womb because of trauma. So womb trauma, let it go. Let's unwind that now. Yes, Irina, we are giving birth to the new humanity. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why these Hindu deities came in. It's like all these superheroes came in, and they're all, you can call on any of these beings at any time. And then, of course, you know, the all powerful, just pure diamond light from source. Blessed with love, blessed with grace, blessed with magic. Everything you're doing today, you're doing for the whole group, and you're doing for all of humanity, which includes your ancestors and your family and everyone that's in your life now. But most of all, we're doing personal work. So it's very important to do your inner work, your personal work, because how you heal is how everyone around you heals. And the toxic relationships, that was a huge piece of the puzzle, huge, huge piece. Unhooking from the toxicity so it stops playing out over and over and over and over again. Family relationships, we stop the unhook from that toxicity. Your love relationships, we want to attract stable, healthy, mature, good people, because we've cleaned house. So we want to bring in other people who have a clean or clean, somewhat clean house. And we're telling our subconscious now, if there's any other karma that we need to resolve, it needs to happen in our sleep. So before you go to sleep, you can ask for no recall. If you know you've got big karma to work out, ask for no recall. Otherwise, you're going to have some crazy dreams. But it's okay. Crazy dreams are good dreams. You know, things always process through our dream work. Again, any blocks that are ready to release in the subconscious, blocks to happiness, blocks to joy, blocks to health, blocks to love. anything that's preventing this kind of all beautiful divine essence to play out through us. I can't do much more because everybody's cooked, but 2 more minutes. We're releasing blocks to happiness, how they sit in the subconscious. And people, the subconscious is so much bigger than humanity understands it to be. It's so multidimensional. There's so many realms that play out, so many dimensions, so much ancestral stuff, genetic stuff, our own stuff, the inner child stuff, karmic stuff. It's all sitting in this huge collective subconscious. We're unwinding as much as we can today with the power of the solar eclipse, with the power of the full moon. We're doing phenomenal work for yourself and for humanity. 2 more minutes of release work. I'm going to keep you a little bit over, and I know this is a lot, but I feel like we need to do it. Moon Rahu Ketu Puja. Yes, Jason. Yes, thank you. So just another minute of release, and then we're going to call in the Hindus to do an all powerful blessing for everybody here. So like 40 more seconds of release work. We're still releasing blocks to success, blocks to abundance, blocks to prosperity, however it sits in your subconscious. Blocks to any happiness, blocks to romance, blocks to peace and joy and good health and love and this divinity essence that we naturally carry, the human original program, that whole original blueprint, all of that. We're releasing all of that. We've brought in good personality blueprints. We've brought in so much good stuff. We brought in the energy and blessings from just pure source and all these lovely beings who are our protectors. They are our superheroes. They could be angels, they could be deities, all benevolent beings. They're working with us. They've been working with us for the last hour and a half. Okay, now the puja. So everybody kind of like a genie with your hands. If you can move, if you can't move, that's fine. If you can move, we're activating a huge blessings from the ancients and the Hindu deities to bring in all good, all positivity for yourself and everyone you're hooked into in this entire group field. With the intent of continuing after this Zoom to continue breaking down negative patterns. Continue breaking down any negative patterns in the subconscious. The puja is still spinning. It looks like it just looks like a little orb of magic and divinity, kind of going, covering the whole orb where we are right now. Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking. Okay, now let's thank everybody. Thank yourselves. Thank everybody in the field, everybody on Zoom. Thank your ancestors for the opportunity to express their genetics in such beautiful ways here on Earth. Thank the beings in the outer dimensions. Thank God. Thank Merlin. Thank the angels. Thank the superheroes. Thank all lights, all frequencies. Thank all the vortex healers. Now we're going into catch up. Now you're going to start spinning like a top because we have to catch up everything for you and everybody else on physical, in the psyche, in the genetics, in the subconscious. We moved so much in this huge and complex human energy system. Now all of it has to be wound back. We just released and unwound. Now we are, a new you is being wound back, caught up and integrated. I know I'm keeping you a little bit over time, but you need a catch up. You need a good integration. And just relax. You're like a spinning top with all kinds of colors and lights and codes, and everything's just streaming by really fast. Anyone that needs to go can go, but just remember, sit in meditation with the intention of catching up and integrating your system. I would prefer you not go because there's a lot more power in doing the catch up work in a group field. But if you need to go, I completely understand. Thank you for coming. Merlin, the all powerful, is showing me he had like 7 multi-dimensional chessboards, and now he's starting to collapse them into fewer and fewer and fewer. So we go back into just normal human single chessboard kind of existence. Still complex, still need to be strategic, but he's showing me that we're moving out of quantum space, basically, out of the many dimensions. So just relax. Some of you may be spinning really hard, but try to relax into your feet as we do this catch up. We're catching up every component of the human energy system and the psyche and the physical, everything that's known and unknown. We're catching all of it up now. I have to get some water. I'll be right back, but just continue, stay in that state where you're catching up and integrating. And as you're catching up the system, we also want to strengthen your system because you've had a huge overall. This is like 20 years of psychotherapy. So you want to energize your system on all levels so you can actually function. How you exist in relation to that whole collective unconscious, that has shifted. Lots of stuff has shifted, but all for the better. All these experiences and behaviors that were being powered by what happens in the subconscious. Huge transformation this morning. Unhooking from those realms and dimensions that feed fear and emotions and disease, That was huge, huge. I'll tell you guys more when we're done, but we're still catching up the system. And as you're catching up, remember you want to strengthen your system so you can function in the world around you. You know, going outside of time and space, going out to the quantum field, that's when our innate wisdom can kick in and self-correct things for us, you know? Putting our mind into this, it's like, you know, like scooping water out of the ocean by the teaspoon. It's just hard to make progress that way when you're using the human conscious mind. We broke down a lot of ego stuff, a lot of trauma, a lot of karma, a lot of kind of relationship cycle stuff that hasn't been working for us for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And just again, let's have a little bit more gratitude. Let's share, channel out more gratitude to ourselves, to this human little animal. Thank it for being here, expressing in this in this realm. To everyone in the group, gratitude for everybody who channeled, gratitude to everybody who received, anyone who participated, gratitude again to our ancestors, gratitude to any energy that we've been initiated to, anything that's been activated in us. Gratitude for life, for the cosmos, and gratitude for all this complexity that we cannot begin to understand. It's such a beautiful multidimensional chess game that we're playing. So important to unhook from those emotional realms, important to unhook from the addiction realms, the disease realms. When enough of humanity holds on to something, it creates this big realm. And the realm is really dense and it keeps us trapped and looped. So it's very important to unhook from these dimensions, intra-dimensions, realms. I don't know, all these other spaces and places. I don't know what they all are. None of us know. Not in our conscious state. And our subtle bodies, all those bodies that hold emotions, all the mental apparatus stuff, the etheric body that feeds the physical, the astral body that just ricochets all over the cosmos, all that stuff got cleared out too. All those subtle bodies, all the divine lines that we're plugged into, all the divine webbing that runs through us. Gratitude for all of that. And strengthen all of that too in yourselves and everybody else in the field. And keep your hands open and your feet open. Those pathways and energy centers that we activated, keep all of that open so stuff doesn't get trapped in your physical body or your emotional body or your mental body. All those bodies, you now have big, because these pathways are open, you have big exit points now. So you don't have to like channel, like, like I was saying, scooping out water, teaspoon at a time. We don't need that. We're bigger than that. We cleared out all the emotions around all these distorted beliefs and values that we have. So much trauma humanity's had just to survive and exist on Earth. All the wars, the famine, the disease, all the distortion and fear that caused. We released a tremendous amount of that. I know some of you felt stuff in the physical, but a lot of you didn't feel as much this time because we've opened up a lot of these pathways. So as energy kind of hits up against any obstructions, you have exit points now. Like the human body has these waste exit points, like the mouth, the anus, etc. Now you have more energy exit points through your hands and your feet. And we also can open lots of pathways, cellular and energetic pathways, to allow for more exiting. Okay, the catch-up is still going on. It's going to continue. All this release stuff on the physical and all other levels is going to continue for the next 24 hours in full force. If I were you, I'd drink lots of water, spend time in nature, go out in the sunshine. Don't be around negative people right now. You're kind of raw and still, things, all the flotsam jetsam hasn't settled yet. Don't watch violent TV. Don't watch addictive stuff. Just take it easy today. We've done incredible, incredible work. If you're still feeling a little dizzy or loopy, just go to the park out in the sun and just do some contemplation, some meditation, just listen to yourself breathe as more of the new you comes into form. So we've got a 24-hour program running. I know it's on the physical body, but everything on every level expresses through the physical. So everything we've done today is in that 24-hour program. For those of you that are lying down, maybe start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, maybe yawn a little. I feel like we could catch up and integrate for probably another, as a group, probably for another 10 minutes, but individually longer than that. And that, my lovies, is wizardry. Whew, that was amazing. I'm going to read your chats because I have not been reading the chats and I didn't write the protocol down. And I stressed a little bit about that before we started, but I'm glad I didn't write it down because it was my psychic sensing and tuning into all of you that led me to what we need to work on. So that was so good. anyone wants to share, I would love to hear what you experienced. I didn't share everything that I experienced because I didn't want to scare all of you, but let's just say we moved a lot of big, powerful, toxic, traumatic stuff. I'll just read some of your chats out loud, unless someone wants to speak. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Even if it's not good, I want to hear it.
Just one quick comment, if I can. That was like, thank you all healers. That was like 5 sessions in one, and you may have noticed my little cat that was so happy to be the mascot. She never stays put, and she came by and she hung out in the energy the whole time. So thank you. She was digging it.
Totally. And you know, pets are also connected to all these subconscious realms, and pets too express lots of negative patterns, and you know, so lovely. Thank you so much, Randy. You're amazing, and you look so happy. You're glowing. Anyone else? Let me read some of your chats. Irina, thanks to everyone. So great to work magic together. I agree. Another thank you, Alicia, and all wizards and everybody. Very powerful. Giovanni, so amazing. Appreciate and gratitude. Alexander, that was wonderful. First time doing this, and it was really so powerful. I know, people, it's amazing. It's crazy powerful. And the more people we have, the more powerful it is. And I know it was a really long session. Like, we went an hour and 45 minutes, but I felt like we needed more than a typical hour-long group clearing to really get into the nuts and bolts of the subconscious. Alexander, that was wonderful. First time doing this, really powerful. Felt so much, so acutely. Thank you. Thank you. I have to go. Felt so much. Wow, Susan, thank you. Yeah. Sue Hart, thank you so much. Experience a lot of release, very powerful. Gordon, many thanks, Alicia, that was powerful. Another Gregory, that was very energizing. Lots of shaking going on. Yes, if there's lots of shaking going on, it's because that vortex is spinning and just sucking stuff out of you. Lots of shaking going on during the session. I feel so much lighter. I feel so much lighter. I feel amazing. I feel like I could go run a marathon right now, but I won't. It's cold outside. Okay, Nancy, I have to run. Thank you. Very deep, very amazing. Randy, thank you, wizards. Gina, that was another incredible healing, just incredible. Jenny, thank you so much. So amazing. Yvette, oh my God. Oh, private for me only, sorry. Yeah, you guys had a lot of stuff releasing. Oh, especially the birth stuff that came to me at the end. Like, we need to do a lot of trauma releasing around births, because you know, humanity's been on Earth for a very long time. We've had many births, you know, us and our ancestors.
Alicia, you are muted.
Am I muted? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
This
Okay.
is Giovanni. I just want to say that is like, I think I heard like the most amazing healing I think ever. And I'm very appreciative, grateful, and thank you. Now, do you do this on a regular basis every Sunday? Or?
No, it's not good to get healings all the time, people. It really isn't. Your body needs to like get to its new baseline. It's really not good to channel all the time. If you want to meditate, that's lovely. Do that all the time. But I wouldn't do deep release work like this often. What I'm going to try to do, if I can, is do these subconscious negative pattern releases when we have full moons or when we have big like lunar or solar eclipses, because I really feel that the cosmos being powered by the planets, the energy of the planets, is very powerful, very cathartic, very transformative. So I'm going to try to do that. My personal passion is reverse aging. It's working on this human animal, you know, like the endocrine system, the organs, healing sick things, having better hair, looking better, feeling better, sounding better. that's kind of my passion. And I'm probably going to do volunteer groups for that, maybe once or twice a month. But yeah.
I really appreciated how thorough you were. Like every time you called something new out, I was like, oh yeah. And then something else, oh yeah. So your guidance was just impeccably thorough, you know.
Was
that you were
it?
guided. Yes. I mean, I don't think you could have made a list beforehand. You know, Merlin was clearly guiding you. And I
Merlin
just
was,
really
yes.
appreciate how thorough you were.
And
No,
let me tell you,
no realm, no field untouched. Thank
I
you
don't
so
know
much.
though. I still think there's more.
Oh
we
yeah,
just,
no, it's always whatever you can do at that moment. That said, I felt like you were very, very thorough. Thank you.
thank you. And I was a little bit stressed because last night I went out to eat. I came home and it's dark and it's kind of cold out. And so I was kind of in bed at like 9 o'clock and I thought, I need to get up. I need to like just write out a little outline, a little protocol. And I couldn't move, people. I mean, I was so tired. I just fell asleep. I fell into this deep slumber. And then I woke up this morning and I didn't have time. So I just don't think it was meant for me to like use my mind and create a linear protocol with steps. I needed to go into real wizardry outside of time and space in multi dimensions. And that's how we get the job done.
I liked
Awesome.
it, Alicia. It was volcanic. And also what I liked was that it was just on the fly. So it felt very sincere. It wasn't manipulated. So it was truly spirit coming through. It was very special. Thank you.
I'm so happy that you're here.
Good.
You look so light as a feather.
Yeah, I've been saging my room. I think my room is on fire right now while this was going on. Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Anyone?
everyone was here because I think the collective energy was also quite incredible.
Thank you, Darren. It was absolutely amazing.
Irina, you're amazing. Lots of good stuff. And you know, I think what's going to keep happening with this kind of transformation, this pivot that we had this morning, I think it's going to keep running like probably till mid-December. I think there's another eclipse coming up in mid-December. I don't know the date. It's not a solar eclipse like we're having tomorrow, but or tonight or something. But there's another eclipse coming. And for those of you that do like your own spiritual work, your own inner work, your own meditation, do your big kind of releasing work, try to time it around full moons and the eclipses, because that's when you can really like get the beat and pull it out by the roots, you know?
It's absolutely amazing, Alicia. It's so transformative.
I think so too.
I'm so grateful and such a blessing. Just, I don't have words. It's still, I can feel it. It's working. It's still working powerfully.
It's super still working. It'll work in turbo power for the next 24 hours. You're going to be going through major releasing. So don't do anything that's like a disruptive to your system. Oh, and people, I forgot to tell you this before. Drink water. Water moves energy. Sunlight moves energy. Moonlight moves energy. Oxygen moves energy. So really like be with the elements. It will help move all of this out of your little human system. Yeah.
Thank you, Alicia. That was amazing. I'm buzzing still. I feel like there's like buzzing electron, like, I don't know, everywhere, all around me. Like, it's cool.
It's
That's
so
good.
cool. Yeah. And I'm sorry if I use terminology that we're not supposed to use for a group or something, but it's just because when things come in and I see them, I don't have other ways of expressing what I'm seeing. So
Refreshing.
I'm sorry.
Refreshing. Your verbiage was refreshing.
Oh, okay. I'm so happy all of you were able to get a healing, you know. Let me see what other chats are here. But if anyone else wants to share. Oh, Lucia, next eclipse is December 14th. Well, people, we'll have to do something around December 14th. But I don't know if we want to do more subconscious release, because I felt like this was like a big job. Like this was a complete overhaul.
huge, Alicia. It was huge.
Mm-hmm. It was huge.
And I guess included like past lives or something like that.
Yeah, so you can call it past lives, and those of you that, you know, aren't into the reincarnation stuff, it's just your cellular stuff that needed to be repaired, because it's your cells that express your genetics, and your genetics keeps paying forward, paying forward, paying forward. So whether you're into past lives or not, just look at it as more of a cellular repair on all levels, across all time. However you know, that's what we are. We're just little walking expressions of our genetics
See.
on all levels.
And if you do have, let's say December 14th, the next eclipse, will you post it on meetup.com?
Yeah, I'll post. Yeah, all the free stuff gets posted on Meetup.